Hello students, you have entered into a new academic session. I congratulate and welcome you to your new 10th standard with your new book Firstflight. In this video tutorial, I am going to explain your first lesson, A Letter to God, which is an interesting lesson which is very short as well. And yes, it is written by a Mexican novelist, Gregoria Lopez Fuentes. In this lesson, we come across a strange personality who's a farmer named Lenko. Yeah, Lenko was owning a crop field, and like every farmers, he was also expecting a rainfall. You all know that in India, the farmers will be relying upon the monsoons. So same here, he was also expecting a good rainfall so that his crops may yield abundantly. But what happened was hailstones destroyed all his crops, and because of that, he was so worried. His wife also was so worried, and but Lenko said to his wife that don't be so worried. There is one person we can trust. Yes, and that is God. And during the night in the bed, he was thinking upon it, and he come to a conclusion that with a strange decision, in fact, I would say, because he thought of writing a letter to God. So what he did, the very next morning he got up and he went to the post office, and he wrote a letter to God stating all his troubles, and he also added a solution to God itself, stating that if he receive at least 100 pesos, so that he can manage all his investment for this particular crop. So you all know that this peso is a amount which is being used in the countries like Argentina, Chile, Colombia, Cuba, then Dominican Republic, Mexico, Philippines, and Uruguay. These countries are using these pesos. So he was expecting 100 pesos so that he can match all his expenditures. So he wrote a letter and he posted it. So, as usual, the you all know about the proceedings in the post office. The postman collected this particular letter from the post box, and he saw a different and a strange address in that particular postcard, and he started to laugh because it was a letter written to God, and in his life or in his career, he would have never come across such kind of letters. So what he did, he just went to the postmaster, who is a superior authority in the post office, and met him and shared this particular joy with him, showing the particular letter, stating that, see this, there is a man who wrote a letter to God. And after reading the letter, he was also laughing for a while, but he gave a pass to his smile, and he immediately replied to his postman, stating that if at all, if I have the same faith in God, I would have been better in my life. So after that, he wanted to do something. The postmaster thought of helping this particular Lenko. So what they did, they all collected money. They, in the sense here, the post office employees all contributed some amount, and in fact, this postmaster himself gave his part of his salary so that it can come up to 100 pesos. But sadly, it was not that amount, but they sent an amount to Lenko, and they were waiting for the Lenko to come to receive that particular money. And that happened. Lenko reached that particular post office on the following Sunday. Then he was asking the postman that did he has any mail or a message or letter for him, and they show this particular thing to him. So after seeing that, he didn't show any expressions in his face. He was not shocked too, and he noticed that there is only 70 pesos in that money order. So what he did, he immediately wrote a reply letter to the God again, stating that God, I have received your amount, but which will not be such sufficient to maintain my family. Please send back the remaining 30 pesos, and when you send next time, please don't send through this particular post office because these post office employees are bunch of crooks. Yes, this is how the lesson was concluded. And well, as a reader, I would like to conclude this particular lesson. Yes, my dear students, we receive a lot of blessings from our parents, from our God, and of course from your school as well. But do we count our blessings? We don't count our blessings. We always expect much more things and we complain about the things which you don't have. We don't have this particular feeling called contentment. That too, this particular generation students are expecting much more. They are not content with what they have. They need a next one, the other one, and which is so pleasing to their eyes. Whichever pleasing to their eyes, they will buy it. They want it, they need it. So this is how you're all built up. So kindly reposition yourself, and you have to think for a while and to act smartly. Always count your blessings and don't yell anyone. Thank you for listening.